I'm Lynzee Makowski. I'm one of the pediatric nurse practitioners working up here at Trinity Regional Hospital in Fort Dodge. I'm from Blank Children's Hospital, and I wanted to go over a few tips and tricks for getting you through the winter months with all of the colds that are going on right now. So we've been seeing a big uptick in viral illnesses over the last few months. Everything from RSV, rhinoenero, adenovirus, even a little bit of COVID. And so the hospitals have been filling up. But we want to try and help you manage your kiddos at home and give you just some ideas, things that you can do to avoid trips to the clinic, ED, or even the hospital. So the population that's getting hit the worst is our infants. They just don't have that reserve like the older kids do. And being nose breathers, they oftentimes run into issues with dehydration. Their nose fills up with secretions and snot and are unable to blow those. So we are going to give you some tips on how to suction their nose out, keep them hydrated, try to do some of that symptom management at home, because unfortunately most of these illnesses are viral in nature, so there's no magic pill that's going to fix them. These oftentimes last a week or two and kiddos can feel pretty miserable. So giving Tylenol from that birth to 6 months of age is totally fine. Once you hit 6 months, you can then add that ibuprofen in as well. And then really working on keeping their nose suctioned out, especially before they eat. That way they're not ending up getting dehydrated. Once you hit that 1-year-old mark, then you can start adding in maybe some more natural things like some hot water with a little bit of honey and lemon. That kind of helps soothe the throat. Coat that throat to help with coughing. Those are the age too where they're unable to blow their nose, so they're definitely going to still need a lot of that suctioning, which I will show you here in a minute how to do that. Preschoolers and kindergartens going into school, they're starting to kind of figure out blowing their nose makes it a little bit easier, but still giving that Tylenol and ibuprofen up until about age 5 or 6. We don't recommend anything over the counter. But once they do reach that school age, there are some things that they can get over the counter, although there's not a lot of research that supports the benefits of that. I know that a lot of parents are trying to find anything that they can to kind of help their kiddos feel better. Still doing those natural remedies as well with the honey and hot water for that age group works great. So a lot of you guys will get sent home with this bulb suction from being in the hospital as a baby. So this is a great tool that you can use. This is kind of like the basic amount of suction. This is not going to be a lot of suction. So depending on how ill they are, this may or may not do the trick, but this is a good place to start. So you can buy saline over the counter. This is just what we use at the hospital. You go ahead and put a little bit in one of the nostrils. Go ahead, push this bulb in, stick it up to the nose, and then go ahead and once it's in the nose, you let back and it should suction that out. Go ahead and just squirt the stuff out and then go ahead and do it on the other side. You might have to do that multiple times and quite a bit of saline to loosen up some of that thick and junky snot that they've got in there. Another option that you can get over the counter is one of these devices where you actually use your mouth as the suction. There is a little filter in there, so you don't have to worry about that getting into your mouth. Again, you do want to use some saline to help break up that those secretions. You go ahead and put it into their nostril and suck here. They definitely do not love this being done, but they always feel better after it's done. Do that on both sides. And then newer on the market are some electric devices that you can use battery or plug in, and those actually work pretty well. They're a little bit more expensive. I feel like this is maybe in the $15 to $20 range, and those can sometimes be up to $100. So depending on your budget, those are just a few options that you can use to help get that snot out and kind of open those airways for babes.